Welcome. My name is Webbs, and this is the first episode of my podcast. I don't know what it will be named. Maybe it will be named the Unknown Unnamed Podcast, because it is currently unknown and it is also unnamed. What I want to do with this podcast, I want to do primarily some gaming information, news. This first podcast is going to be a little bit about me, a little bit about how I got to where I am now. And it's also going to be about my gaming experience, what I want to do in like the content creation space, and just some general things about the podcast. And then I also want to get into the state of gaming right now, because that seems to be a pretty hot topic. So, that being said, a little about me. I have been gaming forever. I played semi-pro COD back in the Modern Warfare 2 days, 2009, 2010. I got pretty into Destiny and a lot of other RPGs and shooters, and I typically find myself at the higher tier, not like pro level, but higher tier of FPS play in most games that I partake in. So, for right now I'm playing Apex and Siege and even PUBG a little bit, and some of the new COD. So I'm playing a little bit of everything right now. So that is my gaming experience. Like I said, I typically I find myself at the higher echelon. So a lot of my viewpoints and things like that are going to be from someone who plays, not quite at pro level, just, we're a little under, we're definitely above average, but we're not quite to a professional level. So, that being said, what do I want this, podcast to be about? I want it to be about, a little bit about gaming, of course, a little bit, I'm probably going to keep it pretty politically light. To be honest, other than this last year of chaos, I barely follow politics at all, so I really don't give a shit. I pretty much want it to be what I want to talk about. And if you want to listen, listen. If you don't, don't. That's pretty much what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of gaming, though. It's going to be the big thing. A lot of either industry news and also, what I'm seeing in the gaming space and what I'm doing and what is just going on in general. Looking at, what I want to do in the content creation space, I'm going to start streaming. I'm going to start streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all at once. So if you want to stop by and watch there, it is just Webbs_Cyanide at those respective platforms. I'm going to start streaming a couple of days a week. I'll have more information on that once I actually receive my new PC. So, that being said, one of the things that I want to talk about too is who I am as a person a little bit. I am not, this channel won't be PG, so if that bothers you and someone with an opinion bothers you, then you're probably going to want to turn this off. So I apologize in advance if I piss you off or if I offend you in any way, shape, or form. But if I do, this probably wasn't the podcast for you anyway. So go somewhere else. Now, one of the things that I want to do here in the future is I do want to have guests on. Looking, I have a pretty good amount of friends that I play with, whether they're on PC or they're on console. And I do want to have some guests on for different perspectives. A good portion of these are going to be just me. And I want to, try to keep it that way, but at the same time, I do want guests on. I want different opinions, I don't want it to just be this echo chamber of, oh, it's just me, and this is all that I know. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is definitely the first couple episodes, do it myself, and then after that, I do want to start either having one or two guests on at a time, and then going from there. One of the things that I also wanted to talk about is what is going to be different about my content creation and what is going to be different about this podcast than is already out there. Because I mean, you look on YouTube and Twitch and and Facebook gaming and whatever else, right? And it's very saturated, right? There's quite a few people in the content creation space, and there's a lot of varying degrees of quality, right? So one of the things I wanted to talk about is gaming is absolutely a hobby for me, right? I've been gaming since I was 4 years old, and I love it. It's one of those things that I've stopped here and there, but at the end of the day, I always come back and I always want to play something new. I always want to compete. I always want to, I always like to look at the leaderboards and try to be on top of them, right? So it's something that'll probably never go away in my lifetime, as far as I know. And that's something that I feel like I've got a different perspective on than like your casual gamer. And at the same time, I want to make it to where someone who is in that spot that I'm at, where they've been gaming forever and they find themselves in a very similar spot, they have something to kind of relate to. I'm going to be uploading probably once to twice a week on YouTube, so that'll be something to look out for. It'll be all over the place. It'll be either like just gaming videos or like news, and it'll be a bunch of different things. So I've got some plans for that as well, but I don't want to like overpromise everything and not deliver. I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, yeah, in like 4 weeks this is happening, and this and this and this. Like, I want to get you in with what's happening now, so you can enjoy what's happening now versus what is going to happen in the future, and those plans may change, right? So I don't want to get anyone excited about things like that. So that being said, those are like the big topics that I just want to cover about the podcast and about me. You'll learn more about me as this podcast goes on, I'm sure. So if that's something that you care about, then listen. So one of the other things that I wanted to get into, one of the other topics, is the state of gaming right now. So when I talk about the state of gaming, I talk about it from someone who plays games and someone who has made a game. I didn't make like a full video game. I actually developed a virtual reality walkthrough in Unity for a salon furnishing company. So I've had a little bit of development experience. I mean, it wasn't really any coding or anything. It was more scripting. So it's like pre-written code already, and you're basically flipping switches and getting things to work. So I have like a little bit of experience, right? I understand. I feel like a little bit more than the average person when it comes to how the mechanics of basically the internals of the game is working. So when we're looking at that, that's something else that I'll probably get into a little bit as well. But when I talk about the state of gaming, I want to talk about what is coming out, what is already out, how it's being presented, and what, as a consumer and as someone who plays video games, what you're actually getting. So right now it is November 24th. This is typically the point in the year where I have no money because all I do is buy every fucking game that's coming out ever right now. And I am now finding myself playing like 5 to 6 year old games. I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege. I'm playing Rust. I'm playing Ark. I'm playing Destiny 2 a little bit, kind of. I'm playing games that aren't new. I bought the new Call of Duty. I've got like 3/4 of the way through the campaign, and I'm like level 30 in multiplayer, and I've played like 2 rounds of zombies, and I feel like I've already seen all that game has to offer, and it has not enticed me one bit. And that's coming from somebody who literally used to play semi-pro Call of Duty. So that's like, I had 24 days in Modern Warfare on one account, and then 26 on another, Modern Warfare 2, back in the day, in a year. So I used to play some COD. Like, I fucking love Call of Duty. But the product that we are getting from year to year is varying so drastically in the way that it is, one, just in the way that it's presented, that I'm not sure how viable a yearly Call of Duty is anymore. So look at it this way, right? Technically you have 3 studios, right? You got Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and Infinity Ward. Those are the three like big dogs over at Activision when it comes to making Call of Duty games. Now that being said, there's also High Moon Studios, which helped with Destiny 2. There's also Ravens. There's also like Raven Software, which is super underrated. They actually did the whole like Black Ops campaign, and they did a really good job on that. Or the new Black Ops, the new Cold War campaign. It's pretty cool. So there's a lot of like sub studios that are helping these like massive, like just these massive studios get these games out the door in a 3-year window, because essentially they develop, you know, like for instance, like Treyarch develops Black Ops, and then they push it out the door, and then Infinity Ward pushes their Call of Duty out the door, and then Sledgehammer pushes their Call of Duty out the door, right? And so essentially in between that, you have 3 years to develop a game. Now, granted, Call of Duty doesn't make like massive swings in you know what it is. It's not like you play Call of Duty 1 year, and it's not like going from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, where Witcher 2 is like a very kind of like linear game in these like little set areas, and you can't really explore and do much, but the story's really good, so that's why people play it. And then you go to Witcher 3, which is this open world with fucking like, you know, 3 different maps, and then like all this shit you can do in all these explorable areas. Like it's fundamentally a different game. Call of Duty doesn't do that every year. Call of Duty they got a new engine, and it makes the guns look shiny, right? That's it. Like that's what Call of Duty does. So, you know, I don't want to say like, oh yeah, I know for sure a 3-year development cycle should be like plenty, but it seems that it's not, or it seems that it's being very inefficiently done, or they are just extremely greedy, and which is also very, you know, a very big possibility when you're looking at who is the publisher, right? You got Activision. But when you look at COD as a whole, every year it's coming out, and they're going in so many different directions. It's like these 3 studios aren't communicating. You know, it's like when you had Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and then Black Ops 3. That was a decision for those 3 games that was communicated, where they said we were going to do advanced movement, right? So they did Advanced Warfare with the suits and the jumping and all that, and everybody's like, this is dog shit. But the other 2 games are already under development, right? Next thing you got Infinite Warfare, and it's like, oh shit, like we can't really pull this back now. Like it's already there. Fuck yeah. So they got to release it, and then now 2 years down the line, they got Black Ops 3, which, you know, people are now able to play, and they had a little time to iron out some things like that, so that people didn't want. So it's one of those things where they have time to make changes to things people don't want, but I don't think they have time to really do anything new, which is sad, because those studios are very competent, and you can tell when you shoot the guns and you hear the sounds and you play the story and you look at the visuals, you can tell that the people making these games are extremely competent. They're extremely good at what they do. But I think they're being hindered by this like corporate timeline of like, get a game out every single year, so make our $60 and then sell your $10 battle pass for, you know, 3 different times in a year, then make $60 more the next year. I think that is really putting a chokehold on new and inventive like Call of Duties and Call of Duty gameplay. It's like the new COD that came out, Cold War, is one of the most content dry video games I've ever played. And I played Destiny at launch, Destiny 1, and that literally was basically a campaign, and they wanted you to run strikes for hours upon hours to get loot, and that was it. That was like the whole game. But I still feel like Black Ops Cold War has less content. The campaign's cool, but let's be realistic. You're gonna play it through one time, and then you're never gonna touch it again. And then they have zombies, which, I mean, I was kind of done with zombies back at Black Ops 1. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a shit about a bus or Easter eggs or any of that. I'm over it. You can only do so much, and at the end of the day, I'm still just gonna run around in a circle and shoot backwards. Like, that's all it is. So when I look at a new Call of Duty, I'm pretty much looking at the multiplayer. I think a lot of people are. You know, I don't think I'm a unique demographic there when I go, yeah, is the new COD multiplayer going to be good, or is it going to be dog shit? Like, I don't think that's just me thinking that, right? And I mean, they have not won. They took a step backwards from Modern Warfare. The new Modern Warfare, as much as it was different from Call of Duty, I think was the first time we've actually got innovation in a Call of Duty in a very long time. And I'm talking about real innovation that actually works and makes sense. You know, I thought the last time we got like good innovation that made sense were the operators that had the unique abilities. I thought that was actually pretty cool because it added choice, right? More than just pick your gun. Now you pick this ability that you're going to get about halfway through the game, and it can be game changing for your team, or, you know, if you're playing like something kind of competitive, it can actually be game changing, which is cool, right? That's choice. And that's something that COD had never had before. It's like they did it with the campaign for Cold War. There's choice. There's things you can do, and they actually do change the story, which is cool. And the COD has done something similar to that, but not to this degree. But the Cold War multiplayer feels like it was made 5 years ago. It literally, there's nothing unique. Everything's been done before. The score streak system sucks ass. There's like fucking like 15 guns, which has like the least amount of guns I think a Call of Duty's ever had in a game. Has like the least amount of maps. It's just very dry. And in this state of gaming right now, it sucks to get new games that feel so old. I mean, literally look at what's happening. I've ordered a $3,000 PC with a 3080 in it. There's PS5s, there's Xbox X Series or S or whatever the fuck it's called now. I don't know what every time I turn around it has a new name. There's all of these different like super high power systems that we've never had, and we're playing games that literally feel like they were made 5 fucking years ago. I mean, I can understand why we're getting all these new systems and everything if games like God of War are coming out, but there's literally 3 fucking games that exist that look and play like God of War. It doesn't exist, and it's not there. So why the fuck are we getting these new consoles, and these people keep making these fucking games that feel like they're 5 years old? It makes no fucking sense. And so when you go spend $60 on these like new AAA games, not only are you getting half an experience, not only are you getting half the guns they're going to release because, oh, we're going to release it in the season pass, or, oh, we're going to put in battle packs and you're going to fucking get those and all that kind of shit. You get these half-baked games that also feel like they're still being fucking beta tested. Like, there's bugs and there's all sorts of bullshit. And that's one of the biggest problems with the basically the state of gaming that we're in, is we've kind of normalized, like, oh, a new game comes out, it's going to be fucked up. Like, I don't like that. I think, like, I'm one of those people that I am more than willing to not buy something because it's fundamentally broken, even if I wanted it. I like, really. If something comes out, like, for instance, I saw the trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla when they first released that, right? When they first showed off that trailer. And I was like, oh, that looks really cool. You know, it was like the cinematic trailer of the dude, and he like sees Odin by the tree, and he's like, Odin's with us. And then like he fights the big knight guy and fucks him up, and it was really cool. It was a cool Assassin's Creed trailer. They do a really good job on their trailers. I remember Assassin's Creed 3 had like one of the most hype trailer campaigns ever at E3, and it was insane, and I was super excited, and that game was kind of dog shit. That being said, it's like they hype these games up, and they're like, yeah, they're going to be, you know, they're going to be like this good, and they're going to have, you know, this amount of content, and it's going to be new, and it's going to be something you've never experienced before. But in reality, when I go watch people play it, it looks just like Odyssey, but it's got snow on the ground, and the combat looks the exact same. It may feel slightly different, but it looks the exact same, and I guarantee you it probably doesn't feel that fucking different. And it's the same shit. It's drawn out side missions. It's just drawn out fucking side mission after side mission after side mission. I've literally watched people's reviews of it, and it's literally just drawn out side missions for fucking 67 hours. Like, why the fuck would you want to play that? You've already played it twice in a row. You've already played Origin and Odyssey, and I get that some people liked Origin, some people liked Odyssey. I bought Odyssey. I got 15 hours into it. I want to blow my brains out because the combat was so fucking bad. And then I was so uninterested in the story, it hurt. Because fucking Ubisoft's character-to-character storytelling is literally just two people standing across from each other with their hands on their hips, and then they talk in 2002 fucking PS2 dialogue, and then every once in a while, one of them raises their hand near their head. And that's literally what it's like, two characters talking to each other in a fucking Ubisoft game. Shit looks like it was made 100 years ago. It's horrible. It's fucking terrible. And then they're like, yeah, we're going to make a narrative-driven game with bad combat and spongy enemies, and then this is our dialogue to pad out the game. Like, yeah, fuck that. I don't want to play that. I don't want to pay $60 for that. I don't want to ride your fucking hype train for that. I want no part of that. And this is the shit we're getting, right? And it's like that, and that's like with everything. It's like there was a couple of my friends who were really hyped about a game called Godfall, I think, and it was this like, it was supposed to be like a looter slasher fighter thing, and it looked gorgeous. Like aesthetically, the game was fucking beautiful. Like these really cool sets of armor and weapons, and it was just shiny, and every fucking review was like, yeah, this game is just a shiny coat of paint over a shitty fighter. That's all it is. It's like, why the fuck do these games that have all this money behind them not have any fresh new ideas? And here's the thing. It doesn't even have to be like a fresh new idea. You know, for instance, when you go play the new Assassin's Creed or Odyssey or Origin or pretty much any type of RPG like that, this is what's going to happen. You're going to walk into a city area. You're going to look at your map. You're going to see a little exclamation point on the map, and that's going to signal a new side mission. You're going to go to that side mission, somebody that you've never interacted with before in the entire fucking game. You've never seen this person. You've never heard of this person. This person doesn't even know the fuck you are. You just walk into their house. You walk into their, just fucking walk in to their home right in the middle of their fucking living room, and their cow shit on the floor for Assassin's Creed. You know, they live out in the middle of nowhere, got their fucking yak. You walk in there, and fucking Omar, where the fuck his name is, goes, "Oh, yes, you must be here trying to help me find my book." What the fuck? What do you... How did you get here? What do you mean, find your book? I just walked into your house. We robbing your fucking house for all you know, bud. Like, it's so dumb. You go, and then you do some generic, oh, go to this place, kill these enemies, take the book, go back. It's so fucking boring. It's been done a million fucking times, and I guarantee like Cyberpunk is coming out here in like fucking a few days. They're gonna have missions just like that, right? I'm so excited for Cyberpunk. I'm so excited. But here's the thing: I know they're gonna do variations on those missions because this is what The Witcher did, and this was very fucking smart. So think about it like this: so instead of you go to this guy's house and you accept the mission, he's there's context clues around the character of what has already happened. Like right when you first start playing Witcher, you find the dwarf and his house has been burned down. And you can see the burned down house that clearly sticks out like a fucking needle. You know, it sticks out like a fucking, you know, beacon of light in a dark tunnel. You know, you see this charred building, and you're like, what the fuck happened? And you've already got effective storytelling going before you've even talked to this guy. You already understand what's happening. Now take it like this. So now you're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? Which had like the mythical creatures, had like Medusa and the Minotaur and all that kind of cool shit. Take that, you find a guy outside of a cave. He's like beaten and bloodied, and he's like, I need my book. Same thing. So then you go find a fucking book. But then you look down the cave, and you see a little tail slither down the cave, right? It's still the same fucking thing. It's still the same shit. You're still fetching the same fucking book for the same fucking guy, but you've added a little bit of story. You've added a little bit of flair, and you could have just nothing going down that cave but audio stingers. You could literally have there could be no enemies. It could literally just be a dark cave lit by like your torch, and you go down that cave. And there could be little just audio cues of like a snake or something in the background. That's all. You wouldn't even have to. You could literally not even fight anything, and I guarantee you'd be a better experience than most of the fucking side missions in these new Assassin's Creed games. And these are the games that we're paying $60 and getting right now. It's a fucking joke. It's unreal. And it's not just Assassin's Creed. It's like everything coming out. It's like Call of Duty. It's just like the same shit. It feels like it's fucking old. It feels like it's been done before. It feels like there's no new ideas. It feels like no one's doing anything new. It blows my fucking mind. And like even one of the other topics I've got here is I think I just went straight into is new games coming out and they don't feel new. They don't feel new at all. And we can't do that in a world where we're getting
new technology that is so fucking powerful. Like, bro, they put people on the moon with shit less powerful than your phone. Why in the fuck does Call of Duty do the same shit every year? Why does Assassin's Creed? Why do I fall through the map? Why is it buggy as fuck? I don't understand. It's painful to fucking play. It's painful to watch people play it and try to act like this isn't a fucking problem. I was watching Shroud play the new Assassin's Creed, and literally he's like falling through the map and he's getting all these bugs, and he's just like he's trying to act like it's not painful, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was a sponsored stream, which makes sense why you try to act like it's just not fucking absolutely painful and your fucking soul is bleeding out of your body every second you're playing the game. It makes sense. I understand that. But it's like, fuck, it is hard. It's just hard to watch people play that and act like they're enjoying the bugs and the mess, and like, fuck, it's just painful. Next topic. I feel like I've droned on about that enough. I looked over, it was 26 minutes. Last time I looked at the clock, I was at 5. There you go. Little rant there. Typically, I'm going to try to keep these podcasts around 45 minutes. I know I have a tendency to rant for a while, so they may go longer, but I tend to keep them around 45 minutes. One of the other things that I wanted to get into was a pretty big story recently. It was probably, I don't know, I think it kind of peaked a couple months ago, or not a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, and it still has just kind of lingered in the air, if that makes sense. It never really got so big that it was just all I was hearing about for days and days and days. But it never really went away either, where I don't hear about it every other day or so. And that's the Cyberpunk dev crunch. So I want to try to explain this from someone who started their own business. I own a digital marketing company. I want to explain this from someone who started their own business, and someone who, when they find something they want to do, they're very passionate about it, and it's very difficult to keep me from doing something that I want to do. Really, no matter the circumstances. So the whole deal was Cyberpunk got delayed fucking 4 times at this point, but it got delayed, and everyone was losing their fucking minds over this developer crunch, because basically Cyberpunk, the CD Projekt Red, the guys who make it, they sent out an email to their staff, and they basically said, hey, to get this game done on time, to make it come out in a playable, a really playable state, in a way that's not buggy, in a way that makes people happy that they've waited fucking 6 or 7 years at this point for this game. Let's spend a little extra time working. We're going to work Saturdays. Is basically what they said. You're going to work on Saturday. You work a 6-day work week. It's optional. It's optional. Let me say that again. It's optional. You don't even have to do it. It wasn't even mandated. Even though that people came out and said, oh, it was mandatory. They literally gave them the option. So that's already people's misinformation. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But let's say it, just for the sake of the argument, let's say it is mandatory, right? They say, okay, everybody's working 6-day work week. You get paid for that 6th day, right? So one, you're making more money, which is, in my mind, that's pretty good. That's what those people are there to do. It's also overtime pay, so it's more than just their normal paycheck, right? They're getting paid for basically a day and a half of work for working a day, and which is also just another net positive, right? That's good. But this is what I wanted to get into. When I work on something that I'm very passionate about, right? When I first started doing the digital marketing stuff, and I saw the money that could exist for me there, and I saw the I really just saw the potential there, and I saw the financial freedom available there, and I saw the time commitment that typically you would spend 40 hours a week just slaving at some fucking job somewhere to make a quarter, if not a tenth, of what I could make doing this myself, and in half the time per week, right? It's such a better deal. And I saw that in front of me, and there wasn't really anything that was going to stop me from doing that. It wasn't oh, I just need to make sure I get 8 hours of sleep, or oh, I need to make sure that I am going on a daily walk. It's like, no, I sit down and I'm fucking focused and I want to work on this. And it's something I want to do. Now, imagine this. Imagine this. And this is something that I think a lot of these people that are bitching and saying that CD Projekt Red is working their devs to death don't understand, because they've never had anything like this in their life. And I find that people that bitch about shit like this don't have anything like this in their life, and they've never achieved anything. And this is what I'm talking about. These people, especially the ones that have been there since they were working on The Witcher, those people have been working on Cyberpunk for possibly 7 to 8 years now at this point. That is, if you live to 100, that's almost a tenth of your life. That is almost 10 years. It's almost a decade on a project. Like, holy shit. How many of you have worked on something for 10 years straight and not seen rewards yet? How many of you have worked on something for 10 years that such a large population of your community is excited about and still have yet to see it release? I guarantee you almost no one listening to this has done that. It doesn't exist. And you're telling me we're less than 4 weeks away. At this point, we're like 2 weeks away. But I think at the time that this happened, we're less than 4 weeks away, maybe 6 weeks away from when the game releases. And you're telling me these people who have put almost 10 fucking years of their lives into this development cycle, you're telling me that they wouldn't want to spend one extra day a week for the last 6 weeks to make sure this is the greatest fucking thing they've ever done? I'm sorry, but if you think that, you have never achieved anything in your fucking life. You don't know what it's like to work on something that you're actually passionate about. Like, you can have pride in your job, but you still want to go home at the end of the day and go spend time with your family, right? And that's all that when you're at your job, you're like, yeah, I want to do a good job, but at the same time, I just want to get the fuck out of here. When you actually have passion about something, that's not really the case anymore. The case is making it good and making it something that, in 5 years down the line, you're like, holy shit, I am so fucking proud of that. Like, look at that. That's my fucking baby over there. And that's where I feel like such a large portion of these devs are sitting right now, is they're sitting in this place of passion where they could have said, yeah, we're not having a single day off until the game releases. And a lot of those people probably would have said, fucking good, let's get this shit done. Let's go. Pedal to the metal, let's get it fucking done. Let's rock. And every single person on fucking Twitter wants to bitch and say, oh, but oh my god, they're being worked and their little fingers fall off. Oh no. Dude, they probably fucking want to. And if they don't, the option was there to leave. You don't want to? Okay, see you. Go for it. Go home. Nothing wrong with that. Go home. Of course, is there going to be some people that are going to stay, be like, oh, well, I stayed because everybody else was staying. Yeah, sure. But at the same time, they're getting fucking paid for their job. They don't want to be there. Fucking go somewhere else. Seems pretty simple to me. And it just drives me fucking crazy how people are so goddamn lazy that the most modicum of fucking work that you can do, they're like, oh, if it's above the 40 hours that Starbucks typically tries to give me, I fucking can't. I can't even imagine. Those people must be in hell. Oh my god. Oh no. Like, shut the fuck up. Unreal. And it's getting to the point where, like, the CD Projekt Red, the Cyberpunk Twitter account puts out a post. Once again, an employee of CD Projekt Red, the people that you're over here fighting to defend of these horrible workplace conditions, one of their employees puts out a post on Twitter, and you attack that person and say, why do you stop hurting your employees? That is one of their fucking employees, dumbass. If you want to fucking talk to him, go fucking add the guy who owns CD Projekt Red on Twitter and fucking talk to him directly. There you go. Stop harassing their fucking employees, dumbass. Because you think, you think they're in such a bad spot, and you're just going to contribute to that and make it worse. So good job. You're a fucking idiot. Congratulations. Amazing. Yeah. I think it's really fucking dumb, and I think people have, once again, the people that have never actually accomplished anything are going to bitch about it. You know, I'm not one of those people that that has like an Elon Musk mindset of take a 15-minute break a day and then work fucking 16 hours straight. Like I don't have that mindset. I mean I play fucking video games. Like that's leisure. That's all it is, right? It's just fucking leisure. So it's like I don't have that mindset of work until your fucking fingers fall off. But at the same time, I have the mindset of if you're passionate about something, make it the best thing you've ever done. And sometimes that requires a little bit more time and effort than normal. And that's kind of the whole point. That's kind of the whole point of going above and beyond and making something amazing. That's kind of the whole fucking antithesis of the situation. Is making something amazing takes time, it takes effort, and they're running out of time, and they've put as much effort as they can. And what we get on the 10th is the all-encompassing version of all that time and all that effort. And if I were them, if I was somebody working on like level design or something or like even just, you know, beta testing, something minor, and Cyberpunk comes out and it's not the best fucking glitch-free, like tested, you know, game that's been out, then that falls back on me. That comes back to me. I had fucking 7 years to work on that. And that comes back on me. I wouldn't want that. If I go apply for, say I quit after this and I want to go work somewhere else, I want to go work for, I don't know, fucking Blizzard and want to kill myself. If I go there and I say, yeah, I worked on Cyberpunk, I was a beta tester, and then they say, wow, that game came out and it was kind of dog shit, it had a lot of bugs. Why the fuck would we hire you? You're a dumbass. No. Fuck that. If I was a fucking, you know, gameplay engineer and it comes out and the shooting is like the worst thing ever, and I go apply for a job, somebody's like, wow, you did the shooting in Cyberpunk? That shit was literally giving my hands fucking like 2nd degree burns. Like, I don't want to fucking play that dog shit. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, why would you, like, they're not going to hire you. Fuck that. And so I find that the issues that everyone was having with Cyberpunk, it seems that they're creating false rage where there really shouldn't be any. Because here's the other thing: if you think it's just CD Projekt Red doing that, you're higher than the fucking highest kite in the sky. Go look at Rockstar. Granted, Rockstar has been under fire before, but Rockstar has had legendary crunch, and it's worse. So go take a look at that if you're interested in it. But I mean, it's just, I feel so bad for the CD Projekt Red devs because they get attacked for so much shit that is so fucking stupid. And part of it's, I mean, the fucking just the gaming community in general is like, you know, the whole thing is like, you know, it used to be a situation where gaming was for, you know, fucking nerds that didn't talk to anybody, right? And so we all kind of sat in our little fucking corners in our rooms and played, and we met people online, and we had our small little groups of friends. Well, now with the introduction of Twitter and all that, these groups of friends become these big fucking echo chambers, and they become these big fucking just attack dogs for any cause they see that needs to be pressured. And I mean, you get something like that, or even the other thing that's, you know, the other issue where they had that poster of that girl that had a very large dick. It was like a ad for the game, and it said it wasn't even an ad for the game. It was an ad in the game. So it was an ad for a fictional thing in the game. Once again, not a real fucking thing, not someone's actual opinion. An ad for something in the game. Jesus Christ, this is so fucking stupid. Anyway. It's literally this girl, and she's like, I mean, it's clearly like a woman. Like, I mean, long, you know, looks like a fucking woman, right? Hair, all the woman hair, the woman face, you know, all the woman features. But she's got like this like little onesie thing on. She's clearly just got a fucking schlong running up to her belly button, you know. And it said like the ad said mix it up, and everyone's like, I can't believe you would attack your transgender community like that. I can't fucking believe it. Oh my God. I don't under. Oh no, the humanity. Well, I have fucking news for you. It's not real. It's not fucking real. It's not. Get over it. I don't understand how that offends you. How the fuck does that offend you? How does that assault your personhood? Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. That's the great part about this country. You want to fucking be a transgender, be a fucking transgender. You want to be a fucking redneck in Alabama who fucks their step cousin, be a redneck in Alabama who fucks their step cousin. Great. Fantastic. But leave people the fuck alone at this point. Holy shit. It is exhausting. It literally must be exhausting to sit there and attack other people's shit that they're doing 24/7 and just constantly go, well, that offends me in a way that you'll just never hope to understand because you've never been transgender and you've never had ADHD and been in a crowded room and you've never had OCD and had your poster 6 inches too far to the right and ripped it off the wall 9 times. You're comedicizing. That's not even comedicizing. That's not a word. Comedicizing? How the fuck did I say that? You're making fun of my disabilities. Oh no. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna. No one should have to change because you have a weak fucking mind. Sorry. Get the fuck over it. If you don't like it, don't fucking play it. That's the whole great part about Twitter. There's this fucking block feature that everyone seems to use and they're kind of getting shit on. But then when they're going after somebody, oh, don't, if they block me, they're fucking scared and I was right. Oh boy. It's just I don't fucking follow. It's unreal. And people seem to attack CD Projekt Red over a lot of things because they seem to be like one of those companies that's like the good company. Like their subsidiary is literally called Good Old Games. And I've heard like amazing stories about people that do like partnerships and work with them. It's like they send people like entire like personalized boxes of like cool shit after they work with them on top of paying them as like, you know, like their sponsors and stuff. It's amazing. Like they're a fucking great company that is trying to make a great product, and sometimes when you make a great product, you have to work hard. Like, no shit. That's how it fucking works. If you didn't have to work hard for anything, all these little fucking whiny bitch babies on Twitter would be fucking millionaires. But they're not. Well, I guess unless you're a little TikTok star, but and that's just a bunch of fucking faggotry at its highest peak. Anyway. Yeah. But I think it's ridiculous what they've had to go through over the last couple of years with this dev cycle. And I really do. I mean, I am a huge Witcher fan. My two favorite settings for any kind of fiction are the 1950s because I really like the kind of the LA noir, like the cars and the cop chases and the cool fucking suits and the baller hats. I fucking love that shit. And then my second one is that dystopian kind of Blade Runner cyberpunk era. So I'm personally extremely excited for Cyberpunk. I'm very, very hype. I just want the fucking game already at this point. And I really want, for my own sake, right? Because I want to play the game. I want it to be good. I want to spend 300 hours in the game and not scratch the surface of everything that's in there. And at the same time, for the devs, I want the game to be good because I want all these people to shut the fuck up. Like, I literally, if somebody wants to bitch about the things that are supposed to be like active commentary or on the things that are happening in the real world and they want to bitch about it, I want to literally sit there and go, are you even playing the game or are you just looking at the posters and bitching and moaning? Because that's what it seems like. But if the game's dog shit and on top, and then it's like, well, fuck. I mean, the game's dog shit. So what do I have to argue about? I mean, it sucks. So, but I'm really hoping that's not the case because if that's the case, there's also nothing else coming out. Like I literally pulled up like a game roadmap of like things coming out, like a game calendar, and it's literally like in November there was like nothing. There was Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion came out on PlayStation 5 in November. I guess they came out, and then Black Ops, which you already know how I feel about that. It's kind of mediocre at best. And then in December, there's Cyberpunk. That's it. That's like literally. I mean, I really don't know what any of this other shit is. It's Cyberpunk in December, and that's it. Like everything else was just like, yeah, we should not fucking release in December because Cyberpunk delayed September or December. Oh man, yeah. But I think for right now, for today, I think this will wrap this podcast up. I'm going to at least do once a week. I think I might do twice a week because I really, really do enjoy doing the podcast. I don't know about editing it. We're going to see how that goes. So that's going to be the deciding factor if I do more than one of these a week. But I appreciate everyone listening. This will be going up in a couple different places. That'll all be down in the description. I'm not sure where all it's going to go up right away. So if you did enjoy and you are interested in watching more, please subscribe, do whatever it wants you to do on the platform to notify you of when I make shit to watch. Please subscribe, ring the bell, whatever the fuck. And I will see you guys later.